This is a poem that was written by Geraldo Mena, a decorated Iraqi war veteran who was a medic with the Reconnaissance Marines for 6 years. He wrote this poem for Corporal Kyle Powell, who died in his arms after being injured on patrol in Iraq in November 2006. They said, "You are a spear." So I was a spear. I walked around Iraq upright and tall, but the wind blew and I began to lean. I leaned into a man who leaned into a child who leaned into a city. I walked back to them and neatly presented a city of bodies packaged in rows. They said, "No, you are a bad spear." They said, "You are a flag." So I was a flag. I climbed to the highest building in the city that had no bodies, and I smiled and I waved as hard as I could. I waved too hard, and I caught fire and I burned down the city, but it had no bodies. They said, "No, you are a bad flag." They said, "You are a bandage." So I was a bandage. I jumped on Kyle's chest and wrapped my lace arms together around his torso and pressed my head to his rib cage and listened to his heartbeat. Then I was full, so I let go and wrung myself out. And I jumped on Kyle's chest and wrapped my lace arms around his torso and pressed my head against his rib cage and listened to his heartbeat. Then I was full, so I let go and wrung myself out. And I jumped on Kyle's chest and wrapped my lace arms together around his torso and pressed my head to his rib cage. But there was no heartbeat. They said, "No, you are a bad bandage." They said, "You are a coffin." So I was. I found a man. They said he died bravely, or he will. I encompassed him in my finished wood, and I shut my lid around us. As they lowered us into the ground, he made no sound because he had no eyes and could not cry. As I buried us in dirt, we held our breaths together, and they said, "Yes, you are a good coffin."